You're going to start a conversation now.
What better time?
Well, I don't have to stop it to then start. We could just go through it, like keep
Okay, go right ahead then.
Yeah,
So
I think
the C-section,
continue on.
the natural birth at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, everyone needs that.
Oh, that's you.
All right, let's say good morning to everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, everyone.
We talked last week about how at the beginning of these things we don't say anything substantive, so we ask for people's patience. But the very least I could do is tease what we're going to be discussing, right? Because you guys are always asking me, and I always say, you're like, what are you going to talk about? And I say, none yet. And nobody's satisfied with that answer. So today I'm going to kind of throw myself under the bus, and I am going to kind of confess to being a big dumbbell. But simultaneously, I'm going to confess to my own brilliance, which is mostly for recognizing what a big dumbbell I am. So that's where it's gonna start off, and then it's gonna go who knows where.
Okay.
Does that sound like fun?
Okay.
Drinking game.
All right. Who had a good Valentine's Day?
Me.
Yeah? What was so good about it?
Um,
Generalities, please.
Well, no. Oh, please. We actually did Valentine's Day on Saturday because Mike would never get home in time tomorrow. But he made us a nice dinner as a family, and we just had family time. It was nice. And
Okay.
then,
And just to be clear to anyone who's listening, Mike is your husband?
yes, of course.
Okay.
As of right now.
Yeah, as of right now, Jackie, right.
I didn't know if Mike was your neighbor or your postman. I just wanted to get clear on that.
You be the delivery driver.
All right. Who else had a good time?
This
No
is-
one else. That's it.
we didn't do anything like crazy. I mean, on Valentine's Day, typically we never go out on Valentine's Day or like that weekend. We always do after the fact or before. But we hung out. We made dinner. Kids had swim, so it was just like another day. But it's always nice to like that extra, flowers. It's just like a nice surprise.
How about the Super Bowl? I know Jen was so excited for the Super Bowl. Did you enjoy the game?
I watched this many minutes of it.
Okay. No,
The
you
concert
missed
was
the
grand
halftime
slam
show
in the
was
bottom of the
amazing.
ninth.
Halftime show brought me back. Literally brought me back that I was like dancing. I was shaking my children. I literally told them, you just really met your mother for the first time. This was me. I was
You
living my
enjoyed the
best life.
halftime show.
Yes, it was amazing.
Okay.
Eminem, oh my God, I loved him.
Oh my God. How about you, Thea? I know you're a big football fan.
Well, I watched the
Really?
halftime show. It was awesome. It was. I'm a huge fan of Eminem, and I love Snoop Dogg too.
Yeah.
I like M&M's too.
How did The Rock look?
The Rock looked like a robot. I thought
What
it
was
was
The
a
Rock
robot
doing there?
when he came on.
It
the
didn't make
screen.
any sense.
Yeah.
I was like, what the? I really thought it was like he was superimposed and like AI. Like he just was really scary.
It's actually getting harder to tell what's AI and what's not.
Yeah.
This is true.
Mhm.
Okay, good. So I'm glad everyone had a good time. Let's get into it now. Jennifer,
Yes.
it's your job to inspire people. You are the Secretary of Inspiration.
Oh,
So what do you have for us today?
is that like the Secretary of Quan?
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
it's very similar. I love that movie.
I'm the ambassador of inspiration.
There you go.
So I actually have a very inspiring success story today. It's from Jasmine. And I'm going to add the emphases are hers. So I feel absolutely amazing. Not only am I now equipped to make better choices with my diet, but my mind is clear. I'm less fatigued at the end of the day, and I feel so much lighter. My headaches are gone. My lower back pain is a memory. I am more confident. From the foods to the supplements to nourishing my body to the affirmations and grounding, I feel like a new person, and I'm so grateful.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah.
That's an amazing.
Are you tearing up?
No, I'm
Wearing
not.
glasses. Okay.
Who's cutting onions? Who's cutting onions?
So wait, she came to lose weight, and
Yeah.
what happened to her? She got rid of her headaches.
No headaches, no back pain. Her mind is clearer.
Are we charging her more?
We should charge double.
We got to charge more for those things.
Yeah. So, it's funny. I always say when I came in, I came into the office years ago to lose weight. And if they had told me, which nobody did, that I would not have eczema, psoriasis, fibromyalgia, and I would not be walking with a cane anymore, I would have paid double for the program without losing any weight. The weight
Right.
loss was like,
It's a bonus.
it's a bonus. I mean,
You-
that's why I came in, but I was never told that all these other underlying conditions would go away as a
Right.
Do
you feel they did you a disservice? Like, do we need to start telling that when people walk in?
I do tell that story to people.
Okay.
I think it was
I see an AI. I see an AI Jen in the lobby when people walk in. You're telling the story. It's a hologram.
that tech is
What do you
there.
think? You like that idea?
I think, yeah, I think that's great that I can stay home and work from home and drink coffee all day.
One thing that she mentioned was greater mental clarity. And I got to tell you something. So we do a survey with everyone when they're done with the program, or at least when we're done with the detox portion. And that's the number one thing that I see, greater mental clarity. Obviously, everyone breathes better. Everyone's self-esteem is better. But it seems like that's number one. Is that your experience too, Jen?
That
Cynthia?
single most used word when they come to the end of the program and when they're doing the program is, oh my God, I'm happy.
Got it.
It's a big deal.
Someone told me when I lost all that weight, they said, you smile now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I wasn't smiling. Isn't that funny?
I just think that there's a different feeling about yourself once you lose all the weight and you feel confident and you feel good about yourself and you're proud of your successes. So you naturally smile because you're so proud of all of your successes.
I think it has a lot to do with.
Yes. I was going to ask you, Thea, what do you think it has to do with?
I think it has a lot to do with, because we're a detox program as well, your body is detoxing, so there's less inflammation and you actually physically feel better.
Right. And
Yeah.
then there's the whole rehabbing of the hormones thing, which if people aren't aware, I mean, hormones are the chemical messengers that run the body. They control everything from mood to sleep to fat burning to fat loss.
Right.
If your hormone system is out of whack, then you're going to be out of whack, period. So that happens as well. Thank you, Jen.
Thank Jasmine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jasmine. Is she watching?
I don't know if she is.
I don't know.
Just the messenger. So
Well,
It's
you're
funny
a
that
fine
you said that
messenger.
because when you say about feeling, a lot of people don't know what they're supposed to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
People have gotten so used to aches and pains or not feeling 100% or their head is not clear and they're like, oh, well, I didn't sleep good or, oh, I'm under stress. And they associate it with things that they assume. They really
Right.
don't realize that they're supposed to feel good. And
Age.
it's
They're
normal.
told by their doctors it's age. I've
No,
heard that from
age.
27-year-olds.
As you get older, it's harder. Or when you start a diet, first 10 pounds is water. Like you hear all these crazy things that really just don't make sense once you do the program, and you realize that you don't remember that transition from being that healthy, clear, lightheaded person to not.
Right.
You just kind of wake up one day. And it's like, oh, I have to lose 20 pounds. When did this happen? I don't understand.
100% correct. All right. Now, Jackie, enough of the
Yes, Steve.
filibuster. Let's hear our recipe of the week.
I even brought it to show you.
What'd you,
Oh.
yes, we have it. So I can expect that for lunch.
I mean, I would totally do this for lunch. You could totally do this once I tell you what it is.
Okay. I can read it.
So my biggest thing, and this is like super simple. I'm actually gonna write it up I don't have it written down because we just do this all the time.
Uh-huh.
Our biggest thing about being on program, not being on program, obviously we all know we love food, but you have to make it taste good. And it's not like, oh, I'm on a diet, grilled chicken, salad. You could flavor your food. You have to season your food. Appreciate spices. Use things. Wake up your taste buds. Things taste differently on program, post program. Our go-to in my house, which is the abundance. I don't even know the number, but we use garlic and onions in my house. Like that's all we eat. We're going to the chair. But roasted garlic cloves are our absolute favorite, and they spice up anything and everything. You can use them. They're universal. So there's 2 different ways that we use them in my house. And yesterday for Valentine's Day, we did steaks with roasted garlic cloves. My whole family eats them literally.
Wait. You were eating roasted garlic on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's the
What
way.
doesn't fit in that picture?
I said this to my sister
This gets it.
yesterday. I said, this is probably the first least romantic thing you could eat on Valentine's Day next to like wings on a first date. Like this is like, and we're like devouring it. I mean, I can eat this with a spoon. I'm not gonna lie,
Okay.
for a fork.
Okay, good. What's the recipe?
You literally cut the top of the garlic clove off, keep it whole. If you're on program, obviously you don't have to brush it with olive oil. Sprinkle it with fresh garlic or dry garlic powder and black pepper.
You're sprinkling the garlic with
Yes.
garlic. What does that
It
do
does
for
it.
you?
I know it's crazy, but you want to make sure you're using clean, dry ingredients when you do that. You don't want to just use any garlic powder. So you want to use dehydrated garlic powder, sprinkle it on top, black pepper,
Uh-huh.
tin foil, let it roast for about 20 minutes to a half hour on 400. Take it out. You squeeze them out literally into a container. You don't even need to add oil. Like all the
Right.
juices come out. And that's it.
You can use that. You can spread that on things, can't you?
I think I spread 2 whole cloves on my steak yesterday. So I pretty much had garlic with a side of steak for dinner yesterday. But my second favorite way to do the same thing, when you're done, when it's about to roast, if you have like a basting brush, if you don't, it's okay. You could also throw these in a Ziploc and do it with coconut aminos and roast it the same way.
Okay, that sounds nice. It adds a little sweetness.
It's real. It gives it a little bit of like a sweet taste, and then it's great because if you have minced ginger, you can mix it up with your veggies during the week. It's so easy. Lasts like this. Obviously, post program, you can use avocado oil if you wanted to, extra virgin olive oil, but it's so simple. And
Nice.
this is like, and it's soft. Like
Jackie, do all of our clients know about coconut aminos?
I don't know, but they should.
Can you
because
give us 10 seconds on coconut aminos?
coconut aminos taste to me the equivalent to teriyaki sauce.
Right.
So it's super light. It flavors your food. Obviously, you use it generally to taste. You don't need a lot of it to flavor your food at all. It adds a little salt and a little sweet to anything. You can use it to marinate chicken, vegetables, a topping. You can even use it to mix with dressings. So it's super easy, universal. It's absolutely something you need in your house. We use
You
it
can use it whenever.
whenever.
Right.
And that's a good part. All of these things, especially when you flavor your food, these things are universal for any type of protein, whether you be vegan or not. So you can use chicken, fish, meat, tofu. It works for everything.
Right.
So-
Okay. So Jackie's message today is flavor your food, spice it up.
Please don't be boring.
Yeah. Except on Valentine's Day, then maybe a little boring is good.
Eat your garlic.
John might have preferred some
Somebody
boring.
that
Nothing you can't brush your teeth with, Dr. R.
exactly. Listen,
Okay. All right, good. So let's get into it a little bit. I kind of teased this at the beginning, so indulge me for a couple of minutes, ladies, while I tell my story. So there's a couple of things. First of all, as you know, I've been snowboarding a couple of times.
yes.
And I got to tell you, I am absolutely the opposite of good at snowboarding at this point. It has been just a miserable experience. I mean, I can't think of a benefit other than if for some reason I wanted different colored knees and skin all over my body. Right. So there's been a lot of black and blue marks, but people have said to me, they've said, Dave, you're not 20 anymore. What are you doing snowboarding? What possesses you to do this? And so my answer to them has been, did you ever have the thought that if I had only started learning French when I was 15 years old, by now I'd be fluent?
Yes.
And if I had taken up judo when I was 17, by now I'd be a master judoka, right? So that's my thing. My thing is, okay, fine. So I'm, 42-ish right now. And if I learn it,
Sorry,
by
must
the
be the
time I'm
garlic.
50, I have a chance to be good at it and enjoy it for a long time. So that's where I'm coming from with this. Okay, there is a method to the madness.
Midlife crisis.
What'd you say?
She said midlife crisis. I
What
said
kind of crowd? Who's having a crisis? Yeah, I went out. I got a snowboard and a
And a skateboard
an
and
electric skateboard. Yeah. Not exactly a Porsche, is it?
no.
But at least these are active things, right? So these are things that you'll be laughing. Yeah, let's see you laugh when I'm 85 and I'm skateboarding and you're walking with your canes. Okay.
Where's your GoPro? Where's your GoPro in your video?
Well, and you guys bought me a GoPro, and eventually I'm gonna use it. But so that's part of my story. Now here's the other part. So like everyone else, I've gained some weight of late, right? And I haven't done the program. Now, obviously, I know what to do. If anyone knows what to do to lose weight, if anyone is in the perfect position, I can do it. I can do it for very little money, right? I have great support, but I haven't done it. Now, one of the reasons is because I've been trying to handle some medical things, right? Nothing to be concerned about. But, my thyroid, I have some stomach stuff, so I'm going through the process. And these days, everything takes forever.
Yeah.
By the time you get a telemed appointment, that's 2 months. So you get the appointment, then you get sent for blood work, and then that's another 3 weeks. And then so anyway, it's just really pissing me off, but I'm going through the process. Now the ironic thing, and the reason I'm such a big dumbbell is because I've had symptoms for a while and I never got it checked out. Now, why not? Well, first of all, I'm a holistic guy. I don't go to medical doctors. I mean, I'm liable to just not do what they tell me to do anyway. So what's the purpose? Secondly, I'm a man. Men don't do these things.
That should be first.
Yeah.
That should be first, right? I mean, for the most part, we don't do. There's a few things that men don't do. I'll give you 3 things men don't do. So you're going to learn a little bit about men right now, ladies. Right?
School us.
Yeah. One is, they don't feed their wives garlic cloves on Valentine's Day. No, there's a few other things that men don't do, right? One is return things when they purchase them.
Oh, we know.
Yes. So there's no returning.
No.
Another thing that men don't do is go to the doctor. Usually someone has to be bitching at them. Something has to be falling off before they'll finally say, okay, I'll go to the doctor.
You're dragging your dead leg.
And the third thing that no real man would do is to stand outside of Good Morning America holding a sign.
John would.
You're forgetting one.
What's that?
Directions.
Directions.
Oh, the direction
God
thing.
forbid.
Yeah, we will eventually. It depends how much time we have.
No,
right?
you guys ask around it. Isn't there a way to do this? Yes, it's called directions. Isn't there a way to? I wonder why. Look it up. What is it like? There's all these other questions.
No. We have an innate sense. We don't need your stupid directions. Now, there's actually another thing, and this is going to be the very last thing because I don't want to throw my whole gender under the bus. The other thing men don't do is, for the most part, they don't have a breakup conversation. I don't know if you noticed that, right? It's just like ignore and be moody until she gets to the point. So, okay, good.
That's the way you do it. Note to self: nobody do that. Nobody listen to Dr.
Nobody do that. Yeah. So
I'm
listen.
going to drink my coffee
Yeah.
and stay out of this conversation.
The point, we could have the conversation again later. I don't know. Maybe people have interest in this conversation, but it wasn't the point I was making. It was just kind of a tangent. So the point I was making is I did not apply what I applied to snowboarding to getting medical stuff checked out, potential medical problems checked out. And this is why I'm just a big dumb animal. And it dawned on me, and I'm doing it now. I'm handling it now, right? While I'm 42.
Drinking.
So it dawned on me all the little things that there was an opportunity to do in the past that weren't done. Now, my question is this unique to me? Is this unique to big dumb gorillas, or is this a phenomenon that goes on with everyone? Trisha, you first.
I think it goes on with everybody. Like things just get in the way and you put things off and then.
So what is it you'd like to confess? I don't have a white one. What is it you'd like to confess? You don't have to confess anything publicly, but if there's something you need to get off your chest, go ahead. What should you have done?
Nobody's paying attention, Trisha. Go.
There's nobody here. Just us.
It's nobody. Millions of people. No. I don't know. I guess, putting stuff off for myself too. I don't take time for myself enough to take care of myself that way. I'll put it off until something's really bad or.
Understand. Is there something specific you have in mind? You don't have to say what it is.
Not really. No.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
not really.
So I'm giving you an assignment then. You have to think about it and you have to tell Corinne, who's going to pester and hound you until you get that thing done. It's only fair. Hey, Pat Bros here. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Bye.
Pat, did you just come here or have you been listening for a while? Because I can repeat my story. It was only about 10 minutes long.
Watching.
All right. Okay, Trisha. So that's your assignment.
Corinne, I'll be in contact.
Okay, good.
Right.
Put it in drive.
Yeah. Does anything come to mind for you?
Bro,
Who?
Thea,
Oh.
the one who's here with the brown hair. She's got the backlighting, and it says Thea in front of her picture.
I didn't hear.
Didn't hear you.
Have you been introduced?
I didn't hear you.
Go ahead. Does anything come to mind for you?
It does not. Honestly, if I feel something is not right, I address it immediately.
So everything you should have done in the entirety of your life was done at the
I thought you were
first
talking
thought.
about health.
No. I'm talking about
Oh.
anything.
Oh, anything.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I thought you were just specifically talking about your health.
Okay. So let me just interject for a moment here. So Pat, you just came on. We're having a conversation. I was saying about how there are things that are important things to do with health, for example, that I haven't taken care of, and that now I'm first doing it, and how stupid it is. I mean, it's such bad judgment. And what we're going to get into in a minute is that I would never allow anyone else that I care about to do that.
Yeah.
That's the real craziness of it.
Mhm.
So now what we're doing is we're having a little confessional, and we're asking the staff
Coffee
if they have anything like that. So Thea, I'm sorry, continue.
confession.
I can't really. I mean, I'm sure there is and are, but I can't think of anything offhand. I really
Okay.
can't.
Yeah, another one without I don't want to say without courage. You have plenty of courage.
Oh,
I
If I say that, that's fighting words. All right. Okay. Let's hear from Jacqueline.
I have quite a few things actually. That I do. I'm not going to necessarily say them, but I think a lot of it, it's addressed. Coming face to face with something to fix it. It is an issue. Are those 3D glasses?
No.
Yes.
He's being a priest.
Collar. It's the
Oh.
crazy.
I know, but it looked like
Yeah. Well, it's just.
you gotta
the
wear your
camera
collar.
thing. Okay. Good. What were you saying? Come on.
I think a lot of it is I want obviously the best for everybody around me. I will make any effort possible to make that happen. So I put all of my effort and energy into that. I put myself on the back burner. I do. And there are certain things like every day, like whether even to be maintaining a routine or I'll quickly stop what I'm doing for myself to do something for somebody else.
Does anything come to mind for you specific? Okay. Go ahead.
Well, health for starters, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I
Is
mean,
there anyone you need to see?
oh no, not like that. It's just me a matter of really focusing and getting back. I'm back on track, but really
Good.
110%. I'm giving it like an 80% right now because
Yeah, but then that's not that's
right.
not
So my
okay.
food
Corinne,
is
you got to get on her for that.
nothing else.
Okay.
All right, I got to get on Jackie. All right.
Yep.
Corinne,
All
get
right.
on.
What was the other thing?
Personal stuff. So I'm like, there are things like a couple of things on the back burner that I've actually just moved to my bucket list. I just have not made the time to do it. And I'm like, my goal is before 40 to do it.
Okay, so first you have to find a time machine.
Okay.
First of all,
Wait, what do you want to do? What's on your bucket list? Now this is becoming a bucket list conversation.
now you gotta wait.
Build the
Well,
time
it's a
machine.
bucket
Okay.
list conversation that's different.
Do you need to contact Doc Brown and find the flux capacitor? Is that what you're saying?
No, first of all, I want everybody to know I have 2 and a little over and a half, 2.25 years left till I turn 40. Okay,
Okay.
so it's just there. That's all.
All right.
You'll all be there for me. First of all,
Okay, what is on your bucket list?
I'm not telling you.
We're going to encourage you. Oh, is it like a private bucket list?
No,
Well, I know what's on Jackie's bucket list.
what is
I'm not telling.
Come on, Corinne.
You
What?
know.
I'm not telling.
Well, we can't get a gauge.
No,
I'm a
she's
little
lying.
frightened right now. What it might be?
Oh,
Is
I
it
know,
legal?
Jack.
Is it
I know
legal?
one of them.
It is. No, it's legal. Me, it's legal. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Church girl, it's legal.
All right. You'll tell us later. Okay.
No, bucket list
Corinne,
is time. It's a lot of info. That's why.
if you're not telling us, we're moving on, Jackie.
I'm not telling you.
Jackie, the focus is going to be on another person, and that means not on you.
That's a problem, Dr. R.
No, it's not, you jerk. God, no.
Okay. Corinne, go ahead. You're up.
Well, do I have things I need to work on? Yes. I ignore my health all the time. I ignore problems that I have that I actually need to go to the doctor for, but I just choose not to.
Okay, got it. So guess what you're going to be doing today?
telling yourself to go to the doctor.
Well, making an
You
appointment
mean
to
so,
go to the
doctor,
doctor.
it's okay, for example, that my hands fall asleep when I blow dry my hair and I get pins and needles in my hands all the time?
Yeah, no. We're gonna talk about that. Today, you're making an appointment.
Yeah, no.
Okay, agreed.
That's to make two appointments actually.
All right, you're making 2 appointments then. One for you and one for Jackie, so she can fill her bucket list.
I have lots of things.
Okay, Jennifer, how about you?
Oh.
Oh, like we didn't go through everyone else on the staff before we came to you.
Jennifer
I'm
wasn't
shocked.
coming.
I'm
I have to
shocked
get
see
on
that
to
I'm being
Trisha
called
and I
on.
have to get on to Jackie. What do I have to do for you, Jen?
Yes,
There
Jen.
you
I
go.
gotta write it down. I got a pencil.
But now it's going to be about
Yes,
Jen
the
now.
floor is Jen's. Remember, Jackie,
Oh, I
the
can't
attention
talk, sorry.
is on Jennifer right now.
I was hoping.
Attention on Jen. Make her big. Make her big.
I'm muting.
Make Jen big.
I already thought. I was hoping that it was one of those deals where you went through everybody. You were like, okay, so we're moving on now. Like you offered.
Yeah, like when you didn't do your math homework, right?
Yeah. So 2 things. And one of them I've kind of been laughed at because I wish I was a little more bad when I was growing up.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Okay,
Yeah.
good. You tell.
So I was a little bit like a goody two shoes, like in the Adam Ant song, you know, don't smoke. Except I did smoke, but I didn't really do a lot of anything else. And
This is not a bucket list. This is a vice list. It sounds
Yeah, I
like.
want to know.
and
Yeah,
the other
go
thing
ahead.
I plan on doing moving forward is traveling.
Well, that's not bad.
No, but what do you?
Subjects.
No. Go back. Go back. Go line. You said you want to do more bad things.
No.
Just
Like
smoke,
what
but
bad thing?
I read
First,
You want to do bad things in foreign countries? Is that what you're saying?
Jen, where's Frank? He's ready. He needs to get on a plane.
Frank will be back in 20 seconds flat once he hears Jen's butt. Let's go.
Jen, where are you traveling?
I married a little bit of a bad boy, so it's good.
Where are you traveling, Jen?
I actually have a it wasn't called a bucket list. I don't remember what it was called, but I have it somewhere. So I've been to Italy. I'd like to be back. I'd like to go to Paris. I'd like to go to Machu Picchu. I want to go to Alaska and Australia.
Interesting. In one trip? That's quite a long trip.
Circle the globe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
circle the globe. Friend, I'm putting my time off request now. I need 3 years.
Yeah, I was thinking a long weekend.
Very long weekend.
Just see
So-
everything
Hey,
very
charge
quickly.
your phone. You're taking over those coaching calls.
Okay, Jen. So we got to figure out a way to get you to Paris.
Let's play a game, shall we?
Let's play a game. When are we going to Paris?
I think we'll go to
Just you, not the whole staff. You want to
I
go
think-
without anyone
I
else.
think the whole
That's not how it works.
Paris, and we should broadcast live from Paris.
Oh, I love that idea, Jen. I'm in.
I
It's
think
not a bad. It's not a bad
I
idea.
won't even pack.
What do you want to
Right,
see
Jennifer,
most
I'll
in
come
Paris?
tomorrow.
Jen?
I want to tour the Louvre.
Oh, yes.
The Louvre. Okay, now I have to tell you something about the Louvre, though.
Tell me.
Because I went to the Louvre so I could see the
Of course.
Impressionists. And it
Yeah.
turns out the Impressionists are not in the damn Louvre.
Where are they?
They're in the Musée d'Orsay. So I missed all those great Impressionists when I was in Paris.
You never saw them then?
But why?
No, not in Paris. Now I've seen Impressionist paintings in New
Right,
York,
but not in person.
but not I've seen it. There are Impressionist paintings in places outside of Paris, right? The National Gallery in London, for example. The museum in New York.
Right.
But when I was in Paris, I missed. They have a whole collection at Orsay, and I missed it because I was in the Louvre, which was beautiful, but a little disappointing because there were no Impressionists.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So now I saved you the trouble. When you go to Paris, as part of your secret bucket list that you won't reveal to anybody, but that you'll accomplish when you're 40, 3 years ago,
Thank you.
you will. I was talking to Jackie at that moment. Okay, Jackie's frozen now.
So I also would like to go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Now, I have a terrible height phobia.
That's a good way to get over it.
To be able to get over that and go to the top of the Eiffel Tower at night to see all the lights. And
Yeah, you and I can grab each other's hands as we go to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and I can scream in fear with
Thank
you
you.
because
Oh, another one.
yeah.
oh God, Dr.
Can I
Hart,
tell you something?
Listen, they stuck me up at the top of the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas, and then I got to the top, and I was like,
No, thank you.
I can't move. And then there goes my sister-in-law. She goes, "Oh, are you afraid of heights?" And starts jumping up and down. I was like, "Get me off this elevator!" And then instead of my husband being nice, oh no, he sent me down an elevator, a glass elevator by myself, and goes, "Have fun. I know you're afraid."
No. The other thing is, in order to get there, I have to get over my
You have to go on a plane. Can I tell you something? I don't understand. I don't understand fear of heights. Fear of heights to me is completely irrational. Now, I have a fear of falling from heights and impacting the ground.
That's because you're tall.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to do with that.
So all fears are want to go by that, but
Of
You know.
course.
flying is, whew, yeah.
But
All right.
what worries you about why do you think being afraid of heights is irrational though?
Because a height can hurt you. Falling from a height can.
That's what the
It's
fear for
impacting
me
the
is.
ground
really
is where the pain is. Being up high doesn't hurt.
Okay, you're playing semantics now.
Well,
So
perfect.
the result,
For me,
you're saying
that's
the result
fear,
of
right?
falling is what's scaring you, not really.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
I'm not those things don't bother me.
No,
Although I
they're
did think
not.
I was going to die one time on a bad roller coaster, and those don't usually scare me.
That might be a story for another day. Now, so here's the thing. I'm not sure exactly what the secret is to overcoming this. I mean, just as a thought experiment, imagine doing the things that you want to do or the things that you're supposed to do at the moment you're supposed to do it. The problem is, as best as I can tell, is that there's some kind of mental machinery that gets in the way. I mean, all the stories we tell ourselves, like I was saying before, I'm a man. I'm not going to go to a doctor. What do I need a doctor for? You know, I'm not going to listen to what he says anyway. So what? I could have gone and gotten the information.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to be like Rorschach.
Yeah. You're ooh. Go ahead.
Ooh. So ultimately, all those fears lead back to one thing.
Mhm.
It's fear of death and
Yeah.
fear of
So it
finality.
leads back to our moms. Is that what you're saying? According to our moms, we're going to die from no matter what we do. If we go outside without a jacket, we're going to catch our death of cold, right?
So
So is that the bottom line for all? It always results to that, really?
mostly because we don't realize that we knew we were infants, we wouldn't give a rat's.
Tush. This goes back to what we were talking about last week, and
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, and we're going to get back to that, I think, in the future. But just the fact that we make up all of these stories, and then we convince ourselves that they're
Right.
true. So, what would be a good strategy to not do that?
To not fall into that
Yeah.
cycle?
Exactly. Yeah, I just gave you a couple of examples, and we all gave examples of silly things, not necessarily silly, like bucket lists or things that maybe you didn't necessarily have the opportunity or the urgency, but there are some things that we all know that we should have done, and we didn't do them, and it's not possible to not do what you're supposed to do without making up some kind of a reason, some kind of a rationalization. So,
Right.
what would be a strategy for overcoming that?
I think really having a plan, because if you have not just say, "Oh, I'm going to do something," but a real thought out plan, step by step is always obviously the best.
If you're missing something, the plan in the example I gave was not to do it.
No, what I'm saying is, if something has to be done,
Yes.
not that doing it, that's the action, right? So if you actually have to do something and accomplish something, create some sort of plan. What would make
Okay.
sense realistically to get there? Taking it step by step. You have to bridge the gap between I'm afraid and I'm just not going to do it.
Okay. Fair enough.
You have to start somewhere. You need a plan.
So
Good.
5 years ago, we flew to Florida, the family and I am not the best flyer, and neither is my youngest. And I was like starting to go inward and have a little panic about getting on the plane and spinning in my mind all the things that could happen. And one of my family members had a meltdown panic attack. And immediately I had to take the focus off myself and put it outward onto somebody else.
Mm.
Now, obviously, that's an extreme thing, but I think, like we talked about this before, getting out of our heads is like pretty much the answer to a lot of stuff.
It is.
Right.
So
Mhm.
Right.
that,
Or
you know,
bringing someone along who's worse than we are.
well, yeah, there's that.
But the
Yeah.
thing
Get out of your own
the thing
way.
is that how do you get out of your own head, or how do you get, you know what I mean? Like, so for example, right? Like, well, I'll use my daughter as an example, right? She's swimming, right? And she's hits a plateau and she hits a time and she's like, oh, I don't want to swim this race anymore because I can't do it. I can't do it. And then she swims the race and she hits the same time. Oh, I told you I couldn't do it. What is the strategy that
I'm
you
gonna
use?
answer that question. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just tell you a brief story. So years ago, I had a family member, and she and I were eating at a restaurant, and she had had some stuff going on in her life, and all of a sudden, she was having trouble breathing, and she was having a full-on panic attack.
Mhm.
So I took her outside, and I said, "Okay, go ahead and touch that car." And she touched that car. I said, "Good. Now go ahead and look at that light post." And
Yep.
she looked at the light post. And I walked her around. We were walking as we were doing this. And I made her look at things. I made her touch things. In other words, I had her get out of her own head. Like Jen was saying, where our attention is this way, it can be a very dangerous place.
Mhm.
There are a lot of demons there for everyone,
Mhm.
right? Even young kids.
Absolutely.
But out here, there's really not as much that's going to be fearful. So that's what we need to do. We need to what we call extrovert attention. And this is advice that we give to all of our clients, isn't it, Jed? What do we instruct people to do as a way to relieve stress?
Take a walk.
Take a walk. Okay. And how do we instruct them to do it?
Mindfully and look out at the treetops, especially. Don't walk with music in your ears or a cell phone in your hand, and focus on being in the moment and just looking at things around that are real and maybe not so threatening.
Right. After a while, that's the realization. Hey, maybe it's not so threatening, you know? And not only that, so there's 2 points I want to make about that. And I would encourage everyone to do it. When you first of all, it's going to work a lot better if you actually take the walk as opposed to thinking about taking the walk. Do we
Right.
agree on that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Secondly, when you're taking the walk and when you're looking at things, so clouds and birds and trees and children playing and everything like that, it might take a long time before you're actually able to see them, before you're able to get out of here. You could
Right.
still think about every problem you have and every potential problem. That's the thing we love to do. We don't only think about our current problems, but we like create problems, right? Just in case it might happen, right? You know, what happens if, I'm in the middle of Broadway and all of a sudden there's a stampede of elephants? You know, we have to make them up. We don't have enough. So if you do it long enough, inevitably it's like, holy cow, hey, look, that's a tree. Look how pretty that is. You get out of your head, you notice that you're breathing better,
Right.
and that's a great strategy right there.
It's a good idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Of course, that's what we give to people, Jackie. We don't give them crappy ideas.
This is true.
There's Jen wants to say something, and there's something else I want to say. Go ahead.
And I think, as you know, we innately know to do this. Like whenever people are super stressed, even the most sedentary, all of a sudden you see them saying, I have to go take a walk.
Yep.
So we'd have inside of us the mechanisms to pull ourselves outside of what goes on inside. If that makes
No, it's well put. I mean, it's, sometimes we minimize these things. We call them wives' tales, or,
yeah,
it just seems too simple to work. Walk, do some grounding,
right.
things like that. So, yeah, you're right.
It's true.
You're right.
We know.
Here's another thing that I would challenge everyone to do is kind of create your own epiphany. Now, it's hard to have an epiphany sometimes being, like Jen was saying, in our own heads. It's
Right.
very hard to have an epiphany. It's hard to have an epiphany when perspective is lacking. But if you can kind of fast forward in your head a few years from now and see what things will be like on your current trajectory, or could be like if you do what you know you need to do and haven't been,
Right.
then there you go, instant epiphany.
Yeah.
Right?
That aha
So-
moment.
I want to challenge everyone to do that.
Mhm.
Okay, good. So I think there's a good point to end. Is there any other things that anyone needs to say?
Get out of your own way.
Get out of your own way.
For sure.
Yep.
I couldn't.
Remember why you started. Remember why you want to be here. Remind yourself.
Okay.
A lot of
Good.
people forget. It's true.
All right. And do that thing that's hanging around in your head that you know you need to do, but that you haven't been because you made up some kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to do that too as a staff.
Agreed.
Okay. Awesome. All right. That's going to be it for today then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.